On February 23rd, 2016, a historical event happened. The release of Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. And fun fact, if you search that up, this is the image that accompanies it. That right there is the perfect visual representation of Garden Warfare 2. It kind of looks like he's hitting the Gangnam Style from a distance. Okay, seriously though, this is the kind of game that general audiences don't seem to know about. But those that do all love it. Unfortunately, the game is also on critical life support. Apparently there has been discussion about doing some vague, undefined thing with the game, but the most I have seen is this 1 kilobyte update that added a singular file. I originally played this game on my PlayStation and would have gladly continued to play it there now if it wasn't for one small thing. I can't aim with a controller. I mean, how on earth did I used to be able to do this? It takes 10 minutes to even turn my camera to face anyone. It's diabolical. Now I know what you're thinking. Why are you a proto-gen? Well, that's because, yeah, that small thing of not being able to aim made me get the game on PC when it was on sale. However, I was always hesitant to get this on PC because of something I constantly read about online. Cheaters. When I said this game was on life support, I didn't mean EA was the one providing it. It's the community, grasping onto that last sliver of hope that maybe an update larger than a kilobyte will come. Anyway, let us head into the actual game here. Now in this game you can choose to be either plants or zombies. There is such a wide variety of characters on both sides that it's hard to actually show them all off. So I'm not gonna do that. That's right. You get Plasma Pea Shooter, the only character in the game who matters. Why? I mean, look at him. He's blue. And not just any blue. I think you get it. This game features both PvE and PvP. The PvP is something that I remember quite fondly because it's the only thing I played after I finished the PvE, which I did once and never touched it again. So let's take a look at the PvE first. I actually did a fair amount of the campaign on stream, and it's a lot shorter than what I thought it was. Yes, there is also the zombie side, but I can confidently say that it consists of being told to either escort someone, defend a point, or defeat a boss. Yeah, a majority of this game's replayability and playability comes from the large variety of characters to choose from, and the PvP. Could you imagine if they decided to make a sequel to this game and just remove the alternate characters? I mean, they wouldn't do that, right? Alright, so the quests I have left are all from DaveBot3000. The point 1 is silent. He tells us something about a present and us getting recruited as an ancient, but if I'm going to be completely honest, I just skip through most of this dialogue, and I know. You might think I'm the kind of person who skips through dialogue and cutscenes, but I'm not. But if you think I'm gonna listen to from Dave for more than a few seconds... The first mission consists of protecting these presents littered around the streets. Why are they here? I don't know. The zombies are trying to steal them, I guess. Which they actually succeed with, as these pirates take it on their boat and flee the country. The plants head over to the island and set up a defense, which, wait, aren't they the ones trying to get the presents back? Like, zombies. You have the leverage here. You hold the hostage. Don't run towards the thing that needs to run towards you. During these missions, you can summon NPC plants, and little piece of advice, just spam sunflowers. They basically soloed the entire mission. Now I'm playing this game at the default difficulty, and I have no idea what the difference is between difficulties. But the next mission was surprisingly difficult compared to anything before it. The plants lure out the zombies with, is that copyrighted? And what was that Looney Tunes transition that just happened? I would imagine that this boss is a nightmare on higher difficulties, as he goes immune and forces you to kill these highly resilient zombies in a minute. And after completing that, we have officially been granted the ability to stand on top of a tree. Yep, that's right, that's your reward. Oh, and you also unlock this endless wave mode, and there's technically more missions to do. You don't fight zombies, you fight gnomes, and you aren't a plant. And they play Highway to the Danger Zone in the intro. This game is charmingly bizarre. The last thing I wanted to check out was the sewers, since I remember there being a lot of secrets down there. It's littered with chests that require stars to open. How do you get stars? By playing the game. And that is not something I want to do. So let's move on. Alright, the PvE in this game always felt kind of strange. I remember really struggling with certain parts of it in the past. But that was either because I was on a higher difficulty, or really sucked at the game, or both. But let's get to the real game, the PvP. There are a few different PvP modes, but the only one that actually exists is Turf Takeover, and I guess Mixed Mode, but Mixed Mode is basically just every game mode combined into one. I decided to start with that. Yeah, the plants got absolutely cooked. Somehow I got to the top of the team despite feeling like a pool noodle that was just flopping around. Well, Turf Takeover was always better anyway. It kind of seems like time isn't moving. It took me around a minute to process what was going on in this game. The first thing I actually noticed was how someone on the zombies had 99 vanquishes. At least the scoreboard says he's a zombie, because a minute later, as I walked onto the capture point, a sunflower stabbed me in the back, Among Us style, and I swear that when I played this game I never saw someone cheat like this. Like, I didn't think it was this bad. After that, it took me a couple minutes to not get loaded back into the same lobby. Unfortunately, the next lobby forced me to play as a zombie. So, I guess you are getting some of their gameplay. Sorry. But at least it was only the final part of the map, and I sucked. I mean, I couldn't even get close to anyone without dying. And then after a few minutes of getting my ass kicked, we won. I thought we were losing? No. It turns out that the green panels up there meant that the plants hadn't captured those things. It meant we had captured those things. I think. There were literally plants standing next to the panels and not capturing it. So, I don't know. I decided to do one final game. One normal, actual game. The game started off pretty strong. The Sunflower Mafia essentially refused to let me die in peace as we tried to capture the first zone. I was getting kills, I was top of the team, and I thought maybe we could actually get a full, proper game in. But this is a shooter game. People don't care about the actual objectives in a shooter game, so by the time we got to the second point, and we only got to the first point because someone literally just walked onto the point without zombies even trying to stop them. I mean, no one really tried to capture it before that. But I did get the most kills, which made me the best player in the lobby, so did the zombies really win? Man, when I said this game was on life support, I wasn't joking. PvE is fun for a little bit, but to me it feels like I'm walking around an old Minecraft world. I mean, it's exciting to see stuff that you did again, but I don't want to start playing it again. You know, the PvP often feels unbalanced, but in a fun way. But of course, with cheaters essentially being a feature, it's hard to actually play. So you know what I say? Make a third game. That's a 2. And I'm speaking directly to you now, EA. That's right. Don't try and say that you did make a third game, because you didn't. It just didn't happen. Nuh-uh. Although, to be fair, I never actually tried that game. So if we can get 10 million likes on this video, I will buy and play Battle for Neighborhoodville. Why did I struggle to say that? But if you actually made it this far, thanks for watching. Tell me if you played this game back in its prime, and be sure to subscribe for my next video, Breath of the Wild in 2025. That's right, guys, the sequel is coming.